share my screen. Okay. So after learning Java, how you will feel? How you are feeling actually? Is it good? How are you able to automate using Selenium? Are you able to code? How do you rate yourself? All good, You can do some coding, right? You can do some codes here in Eclipse. Alva. Okay. Let's recall. What is automation testing? Manual testing we did, right? From past few weeks we did manual testing, then we learned Java because to automate the things, correct? Manual testing means manually you are doing, right? Simple. You have to do it on your own. Automation is a process where we use some automation tools to execute our scripts and get the reports, correct? Simple, right? Automation andre simple. If one example ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ like if you go to some hotels, they will serve you, alva, they will only come and serve you. Some hotels, the restaurants will be there, you will have a robots, so they will serve. So what they do, they just code it and they will leave it, so they will serve instead of you have to serve. So the way you code, the way you automated it, so they will handle it, alva, like that. Okay, why automation? What are the benefits? Benefits or users? What are the users? Saves time, mainly saves time, correct? Faster, and efforts will be less, right? So means you have 100 test cases. If you want to execute, means you need 10 testers, but if you automated it already, so efforts will be less. That comes under Selenium tool benefits. Generic in automation testing means you have to answer generically, and accuracy, can I say accuracy? Because manual, while doing some steps, right, you come to 50th step, you will be tired, so you might have an option to skip, right? Or who will do this, there are still 550 steps, and entirely you will skip that step, correct? But in the code, will it skip? Unless until you specify to skip, it won't skip, right? So for that purpose, accuracy, we go for automation. Correct. So these are all the main benefits of automation testing. So tools used to automate. Name some tools. Selenium, Catalan, and what else? Tosca. This comes under Selenium, I will tell you that. And browser stack. So like this, there are many automation tools, but widely used in the market is Selenium. Okay, why? Because why Selenium? Selenium open source means free of cost, supports multi-language. Open source means it's a free tool, correct? And you can modify the code if you want. Support multi-lang, then free, it's free. Then different browsers, which support different browsers, right? So that is called as cross browser. Helps in cross browser testing. Parallel execution. Okay, so these are some major advantages of using Selenium. Okay, so if it has something as an advantage, means it should have some disadvantage or drawback, right? What is the drawback? So that's the only drawback actually. Desktop applications is not supported, and desktop or mobile app. So, mobile app is not supported. So mobile automation comes under a separate concept, that is APM. Okay. Then these are the main advantages. Then we have different flavors of Selenium. Okay, someone may ask in the interview, what are the flavors of Selenium? Flavors and the general. Simple flavors andre normal word. Flavors, taste, different taste. In flavor spelling, this flavor. Okay, flavors of Selenium. So different taste. So bakery mado one sweet, it will have different taste. So same sweet, Mysore pak only, but it will taste differently when you taste in the different bakeries. So there are some different flavors of the Selenium. So in that we have Selenium, I think IDE. There are 4. Okay, Selenium RC. Then we have Selenium Grid, and widely used our famous Selenium WebDriver. Okay, so we'll discuss one by one. Selenium IDE. Why Selenium IDE means, actually it supports only for Firefox, but we want cross browser testing also, right? So that's why this is not in use actually. If only one has to automate in Firefox, then they can choose this. Okay, but nobody use Firefox actually. Then Selenium Grid, this is used for Selenium RC, right? And Selenium Grid, I will tell you first. Okay, the parallel thing, parallel execution. Okay, then for RC we have, what is the Selenium RC we have? It is used to, it has supporting different language, but not up to the Selenium WebDriver. Okay, it supports different languages but not up to all. Okay, Selenium WebDriver supports different language, up to 14 languages it supports, but not the RC. And we can say here we can record it also. RC record option is there, record and playback. Means whenever you executing the test cases, right, it will record the entire screen. Means you go to this and you enter amazon.com, you logged in, so all the steps will be captured in RC. Okay, you can record it and you can play it for what do you say, someone has to check, right, whether it is working properly or not. So for the review purpose they can play the recording and they can check. Okay, then our famous WebDriver mainly web application and multi-browser and actually it's faster, I guess, compared to all these. So this is bit faster. Okay, that's why we go for Selenium WebDriver. Okay, Selenium WebDriver means that we install, right? So yesterday we installed this. How did we install? We added some jar files, right, in build path, configure build path. Here we added some libraries, correct? So that will take care of all the code. So these jar files, right, Chrome driver, and here if you see there are some jar files added, and also the Maven dependency that we had there, Selenium, Java, Firefox driver, Opera browser, every browser which is supported, all the jar files are combined here and we added it so that we can use. So that is how we configure the Selenium data. So once configuration is done, and if you see the hierarchy of that the architecture of the Selenium WebDriver, so the language code, the language binding that we are using is Java and the platform that we are using is Eclipse. So this will communicate with the browsers, right? So if I write here some code, if I click on this, it should open a browser, means there should be a communication between the browser and the code, right? So who will do that, the communication? So these drivers, Firefox driver and the Chrome driver, whichever the driver supported for the particular browser. So for in our case we have Chrome browser, we are testing for Chrome browser, so we downloaded the Chrome driver, correct? So and the Chrome driver we have kept it here in the path. So we have to mention where it is there exactly. So for that purpose we have a method that called as system.setProperty method, where it accepts the key and value pair. So the key will be this. So if you change this to something else, it won't work. This is static, the code is static. Okay, if you change it to drivers, so it won't work. It has to be exact. WebDriver.Chrome driver, WebDriver.GCodeDriver for Firefox, like that. So it has some unique keys for different browsers. This path can vary, right? So you in your system you will have a different path. Okay, so this will vary, but not this one. Okay, so we have set the path, means we have told it is available here and you can communicate, and really I have informed the drivers. So next line, what it will do, by the time it sees this new Chrome driver, it will open the browser, correct? So instantiating the class of Chrome driver will open the browser for you, correct? So using this reference, there are some methods, non-static methods, so we can play around with them. Okay, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಇಷ್ಟು? So we'll start from the first thing. Let's remove everything. So yesterday I did one what I did, so here I did WebDriver. Instead of Chrome driver, new Chrome driver, I changed it to WebDriver, means I have upcasted, right? to something else. What is this web driver? Web driver is an interface, correct? ಏನು ವೆಬ್ ಡ್ರೈವರ್ ಅಂದರೆ someone will ask in the interview definitely what is web driver. First thing you have to say it's a class, correct? Okay, it's a interface. Then not a parent actually, it's interface, right? This is not a class to say it as a parent. So using this we can play around and we can build our frameworks, right? We can automate or design frameworks using this, correct? Then so the web driver, using this reference you are communicating with the browser and everything, right? So that's purpose you can say it's a bridge actually. Using this you can say, if anyone asks what is interface web driver, first thing you have to say it's interface, and using this we can automate and we can code or design a framework, and it acts as a communication between the browser and the local system, correct? Browser ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಇದೆ, ನಾನು ಲೋಕಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. How it will interact, how it will open the browser, you don't know, right? It's hidden, you don't know the behavior how it is there, but by this line of code it will open a browser, but you don't know how. But to check whether how means you can navigate to the Chrome driver if you want, and you can traverse. So here it is calling Chrome driver instant new again, and it's calling some other class Chrome option. So like this you can navigate and check what it is happening behind the code. Okay, so where are we now? A class. Okay, what you will automate once the browser is open. So your test cases has been written like this, right? Open the browser and click on search, click on close, something like that. So or else we go to Facebook, we have a scenario, open the browser, enter email ID, password, click on login, it should log into the home page. So this is the requirement, okay? And also I need to verify the title of the web page. What is the title of the page? So if you can see here, this one, this is the title, right, of the application. Did you observe this? Anyone while using Facebook or Instagram? So this is called a space title, okay? And inside the page, whatever the text or the fields that you are seeing here, these are all called as, this is a web page, the elements which are present inside a page is called as web elements, right? These are all elements, means single piece, separate entity, correct? If you go to Amazon, so these are all the web elements, correct? Tell me any example to any web application. or else we do Facebook, widely used Facebook. Okay, let make my trip. Right. How many times you have used this make my trip? Once, twice. Did you travel many times? Some. Okay. So you travel to foreign or international or just domestic purpose, Goa and all. Okay, good. So see, whatever the text or anything you are seeing in a web page, these are all called as web elements. Even this hotels, wherever you click, these are all web elements only. Okay, and click on search. The search button is also web element, and this is a date field. Check out this one. Apply. Whatever you do, right, these are all called as web elements. So there is no text field here. So this is called as text field. Whichever accepting a text, this is called as text field. So whichever it is highlighted like this in a different colors, these are all called as buttons. Okay, and radio buttons, where will I get? So this is drop downs, right? I said you earlier, the drop downs. Let me try to create something. So we'll see that. Okay, the different types of web elements. I will take one real-time example. Okay, Delhi has that. Forgot the password. Radio buttons. Somewhere I saw, right? Anyone remember in the manual project the radio buttons? Okay, this is toggle buttons. These are all checkboxes. Okay, these are all toggle, and Amazon we have a radio button. Where? Hmm. Maybe it will come in choosing the what card. Hmm. Yeah, correct. So these are all called as radio buttons. Data. You can select. So these kind of web elements are there in a web page, correct? So how do we communicate with this? So if I want to click on radio button Hindi, so this is a web element, right? I have to identify this where it is present exactly with some name, specific name. I can call that alva. If I want to choose Kannada, I have to choose Kannada link, right? So here what I am performing here, I'm clicking on this and selecting the English. The same process you have to automate anta helidre, you need some reference, right? Where I have to click, where I have to choose anta heli. So for that purpose we have the concepts of locators in Selenium. Okay, you have to identify which element where I have to perform some action. That is what, right? Your test case says. So open the web browser, click on this, click on password, enter the field value and click on this login. That is what your test case is, right? So how do you automate that? How do you identify the elements? Locators, correct? So there are different types of locator, and let's one is called as ID, one is name, and expert. There are 8 locators, I guess. And tag name, CSS, we'll go one by one. Then we have tag name done, class name, link text, one more, partial link text. Okay, 8 aita 4. Okay, yeah, these are all the locators that we use to identify the elements. Okay, first preference, if ID is given to the element, you choose ID or name. If not, XPath is widely used. Okay, tag name, CSS, class name, this is optional. Okay, you can choose on your own. Link text and partial link text comes under links. I will show some links. See, forgot password. If you hover on that, so it will highlight something. So this is a link, right? If you click on this, it will navigate to something else. So that is called as link, web link. Once you click on that, it will navigate to some other. So here you don't have any links. In Credily also, I think we don't have any links. Okay, this is fine, right? So anyhow, you got any one reference is fine. So this is called as link. Okay, so let's identify one by one. So today we'll see only this ID, name and something, and the XPath we can take it separately because it's huge. So just for simple automation purpose, how do you inspect element? Directly in your browser, if you have function key enabled in your system, you can press F12. Okay, with function key enabled or directly you press F12, this will come like this. Okay, so the DOM page, this is called as DOM, means the HTML page of this application, Facebook home or login page. So here all the details will be there, all the element details. See, if you hover on this, something will get highlighted like this. And if you want to inspect particular element anta helidre, so there is an option here, select element, and choose this element, email field, so that will highlight. Okay na? And if you see the HTML page, there are three colors mainly. One is purple, this one purple, correct, and the red and blue. Red and blue, this is attribute name and this is attribute value. Key value pair like that. So this is attribute name and this is called as attribute value. And the first thing, this is written as input, div form. So these are all called as tag names. Okay, the first one is a tag name, and the colors, red colors attribute names and blue colors attribute values. Okay, so here if you observe, the attribute names, id is there, name is there. So we got locator, id and name, correct. So id, what is the id? Email. And you just double click on this, copy this, Control C, Control F. So this will give you one text field at the bottom. Okay, and you see these three matches, somewhere it is there. Okay, so what I want, this one, right? Not this one. This one only. So see, if you hover on this line, the web element will get highlight. See, so the pointing value is correct for this particular field. So the email is the matching one, so it is giving you the matching highlight things. Okay, now you got an element with some reference id. How do you interact? There should be some specific methods, right? So we'll see that. Okay, so once you open a browser, what you have to do, you have to enter the URLs. To enter the URL, we have a method called as driver. With this reference, I am calling one more method called as get method. Okay, get will accept string, correct? https://.com will enter. Okay, once I enter the URL, and what if I want to check the title of the page is Facebook login sign up? For that also we should have some method, right? So once I enter the URL, it should open and it has to just verify the title. Okay, before that let me maximize. How do you maximize? What is the method? Driver dot manager dot window dot maximize. So can you explain this line? What is the link between this? There should be some link, right? So chaining, method chaining we can call, right? How we can justify the method call, method chaining? So with the driver reference I am calling manage method. Okay, with this reference I am calling window, and with this reference I am calling maximize. So to check that, you can split it actually. So this will give some reference. Okay, let's say this is a reference R1. What is the return type of this? No. You don't know that actually what is the return type of manage method. For that purpose you have to navigate to manage method and see. So this is written in options class, I guess. So that's why WebDriver action search it's returning that. Okay, so with this reference I should call one more method. What is that? driver.manage.window na window, correct? So it's available here. So I will store this as R2. This reference I don't know, window class. Okay, with this reference I should call maximize, correct? So instead of splitting and knowing the return type and all, I can directly change the methods, right? Instead of doing this, driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Can you explain method chaining in Selenium? Can you explain now? What is method chaining in Selenium? What is method chaining in Java?
One method calling, then other method.
Same, here also same, right? You are calling method, with this reference you can call other method, with this reference you can call one more method, but the reference should have that method, alva? If the method return type, the reference of the call doesn't have the method maximize, will it call? So if I want to say like instead of maximize, if can I call simply max? You cannot call, right? Only maximize method is present inside the return type of this reference object. If you want to call particular person, you have to call with the proper name, right? And that should be available inside some class. That guy should be present inside that. So like that. So someone has method chaining in Selenium anta helare. So with the driver reference we can call a manage method, so that will return you the reference, and with the reference we can call the window method, and with the window reference I can call a maximize method. So this will maximize my browser anta heli you can explain them. Okay, okay, so we explain method chaining also, one concept is done, and once you enter driver.get, it will open the browser and it will enter the URL, and now we have to verify the title. Okay, so for that purpose also we will have some method, right? Get title, yes. See, the methods are very generic. By seeing these method names you can understand it, correct? Get title means simple ಆಗಿ get something ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ what you will do? Get the book ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, you will get it, right? So like that, get title will get you the title of the web application, web page. Okay, what is the title actually here? I don't know, so this might change. Okay, I don't know exactly, but if I get the title, this will give the actual title. How do I store this?
Some reference variable.
Can I say title? What type it is? Get title will return something, and if you want to check that, go to this method and check string. string, right? This is return type, right? This one. What is this? What is this actually?
It's a get title method.
What kind of method?
It's a non-static method.
And
Sorry, go ahead.
and it's a non-static method. Yes, correct. Then it's a abstract method, right?
Abstract, yeah.
So you don't see a body here. It's a single line, just a single line. Why it is abstract?
Because like if we want to give our own we just call it.
No, it's present inside WebDriver class. What is WebDriver?
It's an interface. Web driver.
WebDriver interface, right?
Hmm.
So interface will have abstract methods.
By
Uh,
default, all the methods
hmm.
are.
So you got to know the return type of this, and what you have to do now? You have to say a string. So now the title is received here. Let me print it out. Correct. So how many steps you did? Enter the URL, verify the title. This is one scenario. Consider this is a scenario to verify the title in your test case. And the second scenario is once the title is verified, you have to enter the email ID and password. Okay, how do you enter? You click on here and you will type something. Correct. But how you code it? Enter the username and password. How do you code it? So for that purpose you have some locators, right? We identify the locators using ID. This one using ID we have identified it. It's a email. ID is equal to email. So I have to tell the Selenium where exactly I have to interact on the. So for that purpose we have driver dot find element. What it does actually? Find element. It will find the element simply. The object reference of the WebDriver class, WebDriver interface, it will find element. Which element it has to find? Here there are n number of elements, right? If you count it, there are around 10 elements. Which element it has to perform action? Email ID field, right? For email ID, I have already identified the locator. Okay, so find element actually accepts the argument of let me navigate to this and show you. I cannot navigate. Okay, I have to specify something. Okay, so let me navigate. Now also it's navigating. Okay, let me give the proper argument for this. So what it will do actually, it will accept an argument called as the locator class, right? So that is present in by. By is a abstract class actually. What is abstract class?
Sounds personal.
Any method declared as abstract. Okay, and by dot, if you see the locators, see here all the locators are appearing here by dot id, by dot name. So these are all the locators that we observed, right? We discussed. So here I will choose, I'm going through the id right now. I will choose by dot id. What is the value of the id? Id is equal to email. copy this and find element, ಯಾವ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟು email field ಇದು. So we'll navigate to find element method and see. So see here it is accepting by class argument. The reference of this is by is a class. We go to by class. See, this is abstract class. See the method by.id. It is accepting string argument. So I am passing by.id. I am passing a string. Correct? You got it? Similar way. One more field is there, right? What is that? Driver dot by dot id password field, right? Go to this and inspect password. id is equal to pass container ante. This is a division. See here you have to be very careful while interacting here. So this is the actual field input type. So this is a division, the entire section. So this is a input field. Type is equal to password and name is equal to pass, id is equal to pass. So we have to take this value and you have to pass it here. Okay, you find out the element. After finding out, you have to perform some action, right? So you identified it, which element has to be used to perform some action. So you identified this is there anteli alva. So what I have to do now, I have to click or I have to pass the value. Correct? Click and type. So let's check how to click. What I did now, I am calling one more method. First I called this method find element, and with this reference I am calling one more method click. What is this? Again chaining, right? Method chaining. So with this reference can I call some more click dot? There is no options, so this will end actually. Click dot no suggestion, so this will end. The return type is null for this. Once you click, the return type will be null. You can cross check. See, the method return type is void, so it was not returning anything. So the program will stop, the chaining will stop. So what I did now, basically click, and also let's click on login also. Error message should come. Inspect login button quickly. Name is equal to login. In the home page also same. Name is equal to login. There is no id here. id is there, but if you see, it's not unique. The name, this might change 3q. If you refresh, this might change, I guess. See, now it replaced with some w. So this is variable. Don't use the variables if it is changing. Instead of that, we can go for name, right? So this is how you preferize the locators. Okay, so as of now I will choose login. Okay, how do you find the element? Driver dot find element by dot. ಏನು ಇವಾಗ instead of id name, just type name and and pass the value login. What you have to do, you find out the element, what action you have to perform, click okay. So after doing some actions like this, what you have to do, you have to close the browser ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. For that purpose driver dot close. Close browser. So let's try this. Okay, driver dot get, it will open, sorry, this line will open the browser, this will maximize, this will enter the URL, and the title will fetch you the title, and these actions will perform some actions on the web elements, and the driver dot close will close the browser. Let's run. Start at Chrome driver. Okay, it has entered the URL, and that's it, done. So the title of the web application is, web page is, you are printing it right, the Facebook login or sign up. So this is the title, you are able to fetch it. Consider a scenario, you have to verify the title in your acceptance criteria. So what they will write, verify the title of the web page is this. How do you verify? As of now just printing it. How do you verify the text is matching with the expected text? So this one is a actual, right, actual text in the web application. What is your expectation? Expectation should be same, right? Expected and actual result should be same, then only we can say it is pass. Correct? How do you do that?
Using equals.
So instead of title, can I say this is as a actual title? Actual or expected? Actual. What is the expected text? Expected title. Expected title is equal to same, right? This is your expectation actually. Facebook login or sign up page should be displayed. That is your step, and you write your step behind next to this. So expected title is this, and you are getting the actual title using the method called as driver dot get title. Now how do you compare the strings? I want to check these two strings are same. Expected title and actual title both are same. How do you check?
Expected title, title equals actual title, or expected title dot equals actual title.
Hmm. Hmm. Will it work? You have to say that, right? You have to check the condition, means if you should go for, if actual title, expected title is equal to actual title, then what is your action?
Test is pass.
And simply as of now you can say sys out title matches step is passed ಅಂತ simply. Okay, If this is true, yeah. What if it is not true? Sometimes the text may change in the application. So you should write else part, right? You cannot stick on to this every time. It is matching only. What do you say? Title mismatch. Correct, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? And your step is failed. So now we're getting right concept of string. How can we utilize in automation? Else part I cannot check because I am not the Facebook developer, so I will just check the positive scenario. So browser launched, entering the URL facebook.com. It entered. Title mismatch, step is failed ante. Why it is going to else part? Anything we missed? Expected title is equal to actual title. Expected, maybe we are copying it. Let's take a title from the application itself. Title, it should be somewhere else in the head. Okay, expected this one. Let's any change? All right. Let me print it out. The browser, title mismatch, step is failed. Is it not checking the reference? Equals will not work, I guess. Equals. Equals actual title. I got it right.
Equals will work only when we are comparing the reference title, but we are using the
Value.
value of the reference title.
See, step is passed. So got to know the difference between equals and equals. Whenever you comparing the value of the string, you choose equals. Okay, dot equals both the values. While comparing the reference, you can choose equals object reference, but you're not checking the reference. Actually object reference are different. ಏನಕ್ಕೆಂದ್ರೆ this text is different, this text is, the reference variables are different, so else part ಹೋಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅದು. So if you want to check the exact value ಅದು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರೋ value, string value, you have to use dot equals method. Got it? Then we perform click and all. Instead of click, I want to pass a value to the email field. My email ID here, this email ID I have to pass it, and password I should pass it. How do you do that? instead of click I have to pass a value. We'll check. Instead of click any method is there to pass ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ. send keys is there. Send keys to particular method. It is accepting character sequence. Okay, let's simply check here also. Send keys. This is not good way of sending a password. Okay, I have to decode. So this is security issue. Correct? Your email ID is this and password is, someone will get to know the password, right? By seeing your application automation steps. So I will tell you this how to decode and send it later. So as of now, just I'm sending a email ID as okay, let me pass the proper one. And value, send keys, this is a default. This one is a password and not actual password. Okay. I don't know a Facebook account. I don't have this with this ID. And once after entering the email ID and password, I am clicking on login. Okay, so consider this is a valid scenario, and if it is able to click, and it should navigate to home page. Okay na? But in our scenario, what I am doing, I am giving the invalid password, and once I give the invalid password, click on login, I should be able to get this text, and I have to verify again. This text I want to fetch, and I want to verify the error message. The email address you entered isn't connected to the account. Find your account login. This details the error message. I have to validate it. This is text field, right? This is entire text. This is a link text. So this is just a text. How do you get this text and verify? Get title, using get title you got the title, right? Similar way you have to get the value of this. Let's try. So once I click on this, so it will go throw in a message. It will come to this page, right? So here this is image and this is div, this is a text. Okay, I want to get this text. Which locator you will use to identify these? We have to go for locators, right? First, can I use class is equal to this one locator? You cannot use, right? Because this might vary. This is just a number sequence, right? So this is not a static one. This might vary in some time while automating it some sessions. So this might vary. I'm not sure if the number series are attached to the attribute values. This will be varying only. Okay, so instead of that, we have one more locator called as xpath. Okay, so we'll see how to write a xpath for this. Xpath, we have a syntax. There are two types of xpath, so I will go to that in detail in the next class. So just for automating this scenario, I'm just telling. Okay, so xpath how do you write ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ there are two types, absolute and relative XPath. Absolute means you have to start it from the beginning. Ilinda you have to write starting from HTML head, script, everything you have to mention, and you have to navigate till this section. Who will write that? I'm starting to here. No one will write, right? So instead of that, we have relative XPath. So that will be identified using double slash and one square braces and at the rate sorry, double slash, and you have to use the, what is this, tag name, right? Double slash tag name. And what is this actually? This is a text, right? For text we have a text method. Text is equal to some space is added, not here. Okay, at the rate text is equal to email address. What's wrong?
You have to remove that bracket of text symbol.
Or text is not a method? No, it's actually you have to write this like this only, or else you should go for dot. Dot is equal to like that. Something wrong, huh? What's wrong? I copied it, right? Double slash text is equal to what's wrong here? Syntax. Yes, it is giving me. I was like, dude. Let's check this. It's giving me, but why it is not giving for this? Since it is attached with the more element, it is not recognizing. So it is present inside this division class, so that's why it is not fetching. So this is tricky part. I will explain you how to do the fetch the XPath for these kind of scenarios. Okay, there are some concepts here, traversing and all. So instead of this, I will fetch this. I will see, can I fetch this?
Double slash dev and then double slash name.
So this is link text, right? Link text you can get easily since it is a link. How do you get the link text? Double slash divs directly
It is
directly I can go right double slash
double slash a.
text
You need to write passive.
link text.
Okay, using text identifier.
Hmm. You located right this one. Using XPath you identify these.
And pass the link.
Okay, so just verify this, find your account login here. So this error message I will tell you how to do. And now once I click on that I should be able to get that driver dot find element by dot link text. In link text I can pass this directly, find your account, this one dot I have identified the element and I want to fetch what is there in the text. Get text method is there, so this will give you the text present inside the locator. So if it is getting text means you have to store it. So do you store, we'll try string, let me print it out, then we will verify. See, it enter that values. Did you observe that? Email ID is Pawan and this friend keys also entered the values, and it click on login, and then it has retrieved the text, that is find your account login. Correct? Again you have to use the same here, this condition. You can do the same right here, actual text, expected text, like that. So this is actual and your expected is something. I'm just validating the error message, that is the scenario. Okay, so expected text equals actual validation matches. Here validation mismatches. So like this you can play around this, but remember to get a value from any field, means any web element, so we have to use this get text method. So this will give you the text which is present inside that element. Okay, so for example we saw this right, this one, and if you want to retrieve this text, inspect the element, identify the element using XPath and pass this locator and call the get text method. So get text method will give you the text which is present inside this method. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ black color ಅಲ್ಲಿ, so this value it will give you get text method wherever you see the black color elements. So this one, so like that there will be, this is also text, link text it is, but here inside that there is a text right, forgot password. So this text it will fetch you get text method. Okay, so we can validate that using string concepts. Okay na. And let's explore few more methods. So we got the title driver dot get current URL, get page source. You try this, okay? Get page source. You simply print it out. We'll see. We'll run it. See, get current URL means this is the URL, right? https.com, facebook.com, and get page source is nothing but the DOM page that you have opened. This one, the details. Okay, everything is printed here, and remaining your validations. So Facebook login, title matches and validation matches. So those are all your steps. Okay na? ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ಇಷ್ಟು? Any doubts? ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ I will tell you. In the WebDriver, what and all the methods present, I will list it out, okay? So this in detail I will discuss, okay, one by one. ID and name is done, right? XPath is not done. So two types of XPath are there, so I will take it separately. And remaining also we discussed link text also, partial link text, everything I will discuss. Now WebDriver's method. WebDriver methods. What and all the WebDriver methods? Driver dot ಅಂತ ಏನೇನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ WebDriver methods. Means the methods which are present inside WebDriver interface. Correct? First one is get method and get title. Get URL ಕೂಡ okay. Get URL, then get page source,
Get current title. Current title.
current title. Okay, current title. Okay, find element ಕೂಡ WebDriver. It's not there in the interface, I guess. Remote WebDriver. It is there, but is that implemented? It's implemented here in the remote WebDriver. Okay, so more is there in the WebDriver. Quit or close. Quit is there. Page source. Find element is also there. Find elements. Get title. Get current. Get window handle. Switch to navigate. Manage. So those are the mainly used methods. Okay, but implementation is given in which class? See here the hierarchy. WebDriver is interface, right? So that will be implemented in a class. The blue color highlights the classes. Okay, see here class. Interface means light pink. So this is blue. So this is a class. Will have implementation of all the methods which is present inside the WebDriver. Okay. There are few going forward we'll discuss. So this and all we discussed just now, right? We'll keep on adding. Find element, we checked it. LA class, which method get we discussed. Then close ಎಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ WebDriver. Close is there. Close method is there. So close also we will add it. Okay, we'll keep on adding these methods and discuss entirely. Okay na? Yeah Anna. Yes, it's a method, but as of now we discussed this many, right? So we'll keep on adding to this. Once we discuss the methods, we will keep on adding. Okay, so this and all methods we discussed today. Send keys also we discussed, right? We'll see it is available. Send keys is not there. It is there here in the remote WebDriver. Okay, we'll check one more time the WebDriver. It's not there. Okay, it's directly written in a remote WebDriver class. Okay, you can do like this also, right? You can write your own methods in the class. You don't have to implement it from the interface only. Correct? Remote WebDriver.
But we have the access to that.
You want to write one method here? No, you cannot directly write here. You cannot modify these classes. So you just imported a jar files, and for that purpose you are getting all the details. Here you cannot modify. If you want to modify, you have to go to selenium.org, and there you should get some access, proper access and all, and then you can update it.
So for these methods we can't do anything, like
No.
whatever it is already there.
Yes. Yeah, it is already there, right? Everything is implemented, everything is done. We have to reuse it. That's it. Someone has already built in this Selenium code tool. Why you have to change it? Alva. Okay, then I want to verify this element is present or not, means login button is available or not in a web page. Login I already inspected, right? Using name login, yes. Where? Here. Okay, before clicking I want to verify whether this element is present or not. For that purpose I am checking whether it is displayed or not. This element is displayed or not. If displayed, then click on no, that type will not be there. Is displayed means it will return boolean, I guess, question mark alva. So is displayed is a boolean. See here, boolean type. So using that reference you cannot call. I am just verifying this. Okay, so these things and all I will comment it out. I am just checking whether it is displayed or not. How you will store this?
Boolean reference.
Since it is a return type is boolean, you have to store it as a boolean only, right? Then you have to print it that. This one we should remove. True, it printed true, means it is available. What if I change to something else? If the locator is not proper, login 123 I have written false alva. So locator is not proper, the element is not there, so it will definitely print false. Okay, and also if you see here, this button I'm able to click it, means it is enabled alva. Some purpose they will disable it. I have to verify in some scenario, verify the button is disabled or not. Means there will be a scenario to verify when I log into the application some screen, so this login button should be disabled. So for that purpose we have method that is displayed, and there is one more is enabled. Is enabled and will print result. So is enabled means its return type is also boolean. It returns true if the element is enabled, false otherwise. Here only got to know, right, what is the use of this method. So in our screen it is enabled, so it will give you it's enabled, result will be true. Okay, so we saw some checkboxes in some application where checkboxes, where did we observe checkbox kata. Okay, this is checkbox, correct. This checkbox is as of now it is not selected. If I select this one is selected, right? So for this purpose also we have one more method. I want to verify whether the checkbox is selected or not. Is selected. Hover on this, it's a boolean, determine whether the element is selected or not. applicable for checkboxes, radio buttons. Okay, true if written element is currently selected, or checked, false otherwise. So 3 methods we have discussed. Where exactly these methods are present is displayed. It is present in web element class. What is this web element?
Yeah, please.
Web element is also interface. What is web element? Any element present in a web is called a web element. These are all web elements only. Correct? Give a Selenium. This is also coming from the package Selenium or OpenQA Selenium. Web element, this is also coming from the same package. So, but in the hierarchy, if you see, web element is not there. That is separate. So these are all separate, and the web element itself is separate, because in a scenario, so if you consider this, just this line we will consider. You identify the element, okay? Web, what kind of element it is? The login button element. Can I store this in somewhere else? This method is giving me something. What it is returning? What is this? Web element. Kata. I can store, right? I have to import it. So using one reference, I can, this web element reference, I can call some more method here. What are all the methods? See, the find element, elements, get tag name, get text. Send keys. These are all present in get, I will show you. Get, where is that? Get text, we'll see. Web element. And the same method is also present in WebDriver. No, it's not there. Get text. But if you see find element, it's there. Element dot find element again. Though this method is also present in web element class also, WebDriver also, no? See, in both the interfaces it has a web element find element method. But actual we will use in a web element class, so that's why I did not mention find element here in the starting. So it's all the method that we're going to use in WebDriver ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ mainly get title, get page source, and get current URL, and one more is there, close or quit. I will confirm this, okay? Close or quit. We'll cross check and we'll update here only. element dot close is there? No, right? Close is not there, so it's not a web element type. It should be a driver reference. Means driver dot close we already used. Driver dot quit. We'll check this quit method. So this is present in a WebDriver class. So not close. It's a quit. Okay, there is a difference between quit and close. Small difference. Okay, close means it will close the current browser. Means this entire browser which got open, it will be closed. What if I open a different browser, two browsers, multiple browsers? Where can I open the browser? Which line of code will open the browser? This one, right? I will call it as a reference one. So this will open multiple browsers, right? Or else we'll check in one more program separately. So what it will do now? It will open. It should open, right? Two browsers it has to open, and using this reference, one browser will be maximized, and in the one browser it will enter the URL. Other browser will be blank. I'm not closing anything. Let it stay. We'll check. Will it open two browsers? How many browsers got open? One with the no URL, other with maximized, and the browser. Two browsers got open. How will you close these two browsers? So here you have to say driver dot close, right, to close the browser. Same way you have to use driver dot another browser, driver one dot close, right? Let's see. I will close this explicitly. One by one it got closed, right? You observe that. So instead of this, if I call driver dot quit, it should close both the browsers. We'll cross check. See, this browser is not closing. Means with the reference you are calling, right, you cannot close multiple browsers like this, but instead, while automating it, once you open a browser, for example, if you click on some link, it will open another tab. Okay, one more browser it will open. For example, I think now create is there. The moment you click on some link, right, it will open another tab. I think one application, what was that? Swap key. All this. I will get you that. Okay, application. So when you click on something else, so it will open one more browser and the two browsers will be opened, okay, using the same reference. The moment you open a browser and do some perform action, so that will open another browser. So using the driver.quit will close both the browsers which got opened during the execution. Okay, that is the difference actually between the driver.close and driver.quit. Close will close only particular browser, quit will close all the instance browser, means which got opened during the instance while executing the scripts. Okay, not through by opening the different browsers, we did, right, with one more reference we opened. That's why I intentionally mentioned that as a driver one. So that reference is different, this reference is different. So driver.quit will not close the two different instance browsers, it will close only particular instance browsers. Okay, so these tricky questions will be asked in the interview. That's why I intentionally wanted to show this. Okay, we discussed quit and close also. And is enabled, so that comes under different, right, is enabled. Web element methods, those are is enabled, is displayed, is selected, web element methods. So we'll keep on adding like this. Okay, so as of today it's fine, I guess. We practice many methods, you should be able to remember and which method to use when. Okay na, are we good? Boring, interesting ಹೇಗೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತು? Okay, let me stop recording.